Cobra is the tier 9 British medium tank, which is considered one of the best special tanks that you can get your hands on. But there are three main reasons why I think that Cobra isn't as good as people say it is. First reason is the cost of the tank. Even though it has been already over 2 years since the Cobra was added to the game, it is still the most expensive tank in the Battle Pass. In order to unlock it, you need 28 tokens, and for that amount, in extreme cases, you can get even 2 tanks and still have 4 tokens left. And even some of the new tanks don't cost as much. For example, the Czech tank with the boosters costs only 20 tokens. And some people would say that this really doesn't impact the performance of this tank, but I think that if you spend 28 tokens for one tank, you would think that the performance of this tank would be at least much higher than the normal tanks, and some people would be disappointed. And the second reason to avoid Cobra are its ammo shells. When you play Cobra, the only shell type that you should be using are the premium HE rounds. While using them, you deal 490 damage per shot with the 1.5 seconds reload, which gives you almost 2000 potential damage. Even though on paper it seems extremely good, there are a few things that make it not as nice. The first thing being the penetration of only 210mm. Even though it sounds like a okay penetration, on the tier 9 you won't be able to pen many vehicles. What makes it even worse is that in order to get this 1960 potential damage, you need to load only gold shells. And with that, you will pay a little over 17,500 credits per magazine. This makes playing this tank extremely expensive. Technically, you could use the hit shells, but they do only 360 damage with 270mm of penetration, which makes the potential damage not even 1,500. And because of that, the hit shells aren't really useful. Of course, you have also the standard HE rounds, but they are completely useless if you want to be competitive with the Cobra. Third reason are the gun characteristics. So the last thing that makes the Cobra annoying to play with is the gun. Even though you have the 2000 potential damage per magazine, and the accuracy isn't even that bad because it's 0.36 on the 100 meters, the aiming time of this gun is over 3.5 seconds long, which makes it impossible to have the full accuracy achieved. What makes the aim even worse is the interclip reload speed. Even though you may think that it's good because it's only 1.5 seconds, that makes you even more inaccurate, because if you want to shoot exactly when you have the next shell ready, your reticle will be even bigger after each shell. So the second and third shell will be much less likely to hit the target than the first one. And all of those things make the Cobra useless in the distances longer than 200 meters, because you can't really just hit anything. And even up close, this tank sometimes can just miss many of its shells. On the top of that, your reload time is almost 48 seconds. And with the amount of short battles happening right now, Cobra's battle impact is basically minimal. So after adding everything up, the Cobra is the most expensive tank from the Battle Pass. While playing it, you need to spam gold. And even if you are lucky, sometimes the 2-shell penetration is maximum that you can get from your magazine. And with the boosted reload time of 45 seconds, it is extremely hard to make an impact with the Cobra. Of course, you can have a great battle in a Cobra, don't get me wrong. It still has an incredible potential of doing 2000 damage in 4.5 seconds, but it will not be often useful in the fast-paced battles we have right now in the World of Tanks. So make sure to let me know, what do you think about the Cobra? Do you also think that this tank is overrated? And thank you for watching, and see you next time.